So, just out of curiosity, is there any tier or style of battle that, after I kind of get a good grip on OU again, that you'd like me to start next? Like, I know I really want to do hwoophz, but I want to focus on, like, one thing at a time, and if there's, you know, anything you guys specifically would want for me to do, just leave a comment below, and, you know, I'll try and focus on that next, because I might as well, you know, do a little bit of fan service, quote-unquote. Might as well, right? But, anyways, hey guys, well, we got an OU game here today against, hwoophz from my stream. I'm actually using a team. It's really fucking old. If you guys were around back in the day, you'll remember this team, but quick run through the team. Otherwise, it's probably my favorite Volt Turn team I've made. It's Special Defensive, Rotom W. It was supposed to be a Choice Band Tyranitar, but I just throw Megastone on it instead of CB, but it's the same fucking set. Specs Magnezone, Scarf Celebi, CB Ape, and a Serum Defensive Landorus. So, my opponent's team, he's got some pretty good synergy working on his end. Like, he's got a team of threats and a Clefable, pretty much. But really, the only things I'm going to be truly concerned about are the Lopunny, the Scizor, and the Greninja. Lopunny, just because I don't have anything that's going to be able to reliably take it on because of its versatility. So, I just got to make sure I, you know, lightly hit it and try and just pivot around a lot so I can, you know, force a lot of damage on it so it's easier to manage. Greninja, I don't have a good way to really deal with it, but I guess Rotom, but it's not going to be too huge of a deal. And then Scizor, if it gets set up, I'm going to be fucked. So I really just got to make sure I'm constantly going around so I apply pressure. So anyways, leads on my end. I'm thinking Rotom in general good. If he leads with anything but Lopunny, Rotom will be able to deal with it. And even if he leads with Lopunny, which he does, I figure I should be able to take it on. So he does lead with Lopunny as I lead with Rotom. He's just going to go straight for Fake Out, and on the off chance he didn't, I was just going to go for a first turn Will-O-Wisp because I figured that might as well be the best first turn play. Now, since I took the Fake Out so well, I'm going to assume that he'll want to switch, not wanting to get burned so early in the game. So I'm actually going to predict him to switch out and go for the Volt Switch, and even if he didn't switch out, I would have still done a substantial amount. Well, not a substantial amount, but a decent amount with Volt Switch, so I wasn't too concerned about it. But I'm going to Volt Switch into the Landorus because I figure, okay, Clefable shouldn't be able to do too much to Landorus because I quick looked at what its general move pool is, or move set is rather, and it looked like it shouldn't threaten Landorus too much, so I figured I could get the rocks up for free, but he takes the opportunity to get his rocks up too. And since I see Stealth Rocks, I'm not as threatened by the Clefable, so I figure I'll take the opportunity right now to knock off. Plus there's the off chance he might want to switch out, so I might as well do an overall neutral move for whatever the situation is, which knock off seemed like a good idea. And then I'm just going to fire off an Earthquake the turn afterwards, because I figured that's the safest thing to do, so I might as well, right? But he does Soft Boiled Up, and I know I'm going to be able to outlast him, so I'm pretty sure he sees that, and I'm figuring he's just going to want to switch out to try and, you know, keep his Clefable around for as long as possible. And even though it's not going to be of too much use, he might as well try. I mean, it's always worth trying to keep Pokemon around. But he goes into Rotom. I play that beautifully with the U-turn, figuring he would switch out, predicting Earthquake, and so I kind of got a little initiative of Magnezone. Magnezone is really the only thing I want to bring in because it's the only thing I really want to take a little bit of damage, because I want to preserve Celebi for a little bit longer, and that was probably the other good thing I could have brought in. And Magnezone can take a hit and deal a massive amount of damage because of Specs, but I just go for Volt Switch on the off chance he will switch out. Even if he doesn't, I will be able to Revenge Heal Rotom right afterwards. That wasn't a huge steal, but he went back into Clefable, so I hit it with a Volt Switch, and I'll be able to go back into Landorus, get some extra leftovers recovery, you know, to factor in from having to come in for rocks. So now I'm a bit healthier than I would have been if I just randomly came in at some random point in time. And I just figured he would want to stay in and sack Clefable, hoping I'm going to predict him to switch out again, since I've been doing that so much right away, so he might as well play it like that, and I just kill him off with Earthquake. But he goes into Greninja now. Rotom's really the best thing I can bring in, and I'm going to have to just go straight for it, because I don't want to lose Landorus just yet, because I know it'll still be useful. So I'm going to hope that I can take a hit from Greninja well enough, and then retaliate afterwards, which I do take the Hydro Pump fairly well, so I should be able to take one of any other hit, which he's going to go for the Dark Pulse right here. Almost brings me down, but like I said, I figured I could live it. So I decided to go for Pain Split on the off chance he'll switch out. Even if he doesn't switch out, I should still be able to recover enough HP to be able to live another hit and then hit him with something. Which I do live, but I get flinched, so now he's going to be able to kill me off with another move. But at the very least, he'll be in a revenge killing range, so Greninja's basically removed as a threat, so I'm perfectly okay with that. And yeah, he kills Rotom, which is unfortunate, which would have been nice to still have, but I'm going to have to deal with it. But now I'm going to be able to go into Celebi and just like I said, revenge it with the U-turn. He's going to get the knowledge that I'm Scarfed, but I'd rather have him have that knowledge than have anything else come in on an awkward situation, because otherwise it would have been Infernape locked into Mach Punch, I think was my only other good option, so I kind of had to give him that knowledge just so that I wasn't in a weirder situation. But here, he brings in low pony on my Infernape, just fakes me out, and I'm like, I'd rather get as much damage off as possible and then revenge it with Celebi, because Infernape looking at his team wasn't going to be that useful, and I score a crit with a Mach Punch on the low pony, which definitely mattered. All what it meant was I'm not able to, Infernape lived to get a little bit of extra damage off on the Latias, which probably wasn't that huge, but I basically gained an extra little sort of death fodder, because then I would have had to bring in Celebi, and then it would have been another awkward situation. But whatever the case, I just stay in a Mach Punch because I want to see what the Latias wants to do. And he Draco Meteors with the Life Orb, so I know for a fact I can go into Tyranitar. He's going to be inclined to switch out, because not a lot of Tyranitar has carry Pursuit right now. Especially with how my team looks, it doesn't seem like I would. Either I'd want to go with like Dragon Dancing T-Tar, or, you know, whatever this standard is right now, but he obviously switched out, not expecting Pursuit, and I'm able to take him out, and even so, I would have taken very minimal damage from the Latias, so it actually wasn't that huge of a deal. But here, he brings in the Scizor. I have to switch into Landorus right here, just because of the fact that I really can't risk taking any hits with T-Tar right now. Not that I need it that much, but it's also the fact that since I know it's not Mega, and looking at what his team structure has been, it could easily try and set up on me when I'm not really going to be able to do much to it, and I don't want to be caught in an awkward situation, so I had to go straight into Landorus, but he doubles out into Rotom, so I'm able to see, because of the leftovers, that I'm faster, so I'm able to get a free U-turn off, and then I can figure out what's going on from there, which I figure Tyranitar is going to be the best thing to bring in at this point, and see what happens, so that's what I do. He misses Hydro Pump, which actually, it hurts me more than it hurts him. And I'll explain why in a minute. Well, I can actually explain it. Well, whatever. But the point is, I'm just going to crunch, because I really didn't care about T-Tar at this point. It was more about getting as much damage on Rotom, so it's just easier to deal with afterwards. But as you'll see right here, he does Thunderbolt me just for a safe chance to hit me with damage. And I just hit him with another crunch, which will manage to take him out. But you'll see after this burn damage, considering how much the Thunderbolt was doing, Hydro Pump probably would be able to bring me down, or at least bring me more into range of being killed by either the burn last turn or the burn this turn, which meant I could have gotten a little bit of extra damage off on Scizor, or I could have gotten a completely free switch into Landorus, because as you'll see right here, he SDs right off the bat, which means either, like I said, I could have gotten extra damage off, or I could have just straight up had a free switch to Landorus and he wouldn't have a chance to set up a free SD on me. So that kind of sucks that, you know, it's weird when you say a miss on your opponent's side actually hurt you more, but it really did in the long run, so But I'm just going to try and fire off Earthquakes as much as possible. I need to hit this thing down as low as possible, because, I mean, it's not really going to make too much of a deal, because he's going to sub another SD. With +3, he should be able to take me out anyways, so he's just going to go for it right here, and it does manage to take me out. And really my only hope is that his Scizor does not have speed investment or a super effective move, because my Magnezone will outspeed if he has no speed investment, which luckily I do outspeed because he has no speed investment. I don't remember if he said if he had a fighting move or not, but whatever the case, I'm able to just take out that Scizor and luckily get away with that game. So GG, guy, was fun. It was just weird to say that the hacks, or my opponent getting hacks, mattered more for me just because of the fact that I could have gotten a better situation out of it, but whatever. Still a fun game. I very nearly averted that late game Scizor sweep, but luckily, like I said, he didn't have speed investment, so a lot of don't, so I wasn't too concerned about it, but there was, you know, that off chance it could happen, so you always gotta be ready for that, because they can just spring up and then you get fucked, because it has actually happened to me before, and it's really annoying, but oh well. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, not much really else to say, so hope you guys enjoyed. Such blah, recommend sub, and later guys.